So yesterday we posted a video about what it means when your partner say they want space or they want a break from the relationship. A lot of you had great comments about it, but some of you also had, perfect reason why you should want a break. And although they are justifiable, I have to say a lot of those comments, they're more of options that will weaken your relationship. Because once you start building a relationship, your idea is to let's walk through different journeys together, let's learn each other, let's grow with each other, which means we have to persevere through enough with each other, and that's how you start building a bond. Now, before I get a little bit more into it, I have to say, if your focus is to just date, or your focus is to test out different relationship, or if you're sure that this relationship is toxic and so forth and you want to get out, this is not the advice for you. Now, if you want to build a great foundation, a good relationship, and you do believe this person is your life partners, there are certain things you can't do. So if every time you have an issue, you walk out of the relationship to go figure it out because you need your own time, you need your space, you need to isolate yourself, that is actually wrong if you're trying to build a strong bond. One, it's telling your partner that whenever you have serious issues that needs to be handled, you cannot be in a relationship. So that's pretty much saying you're not fit to operate as a couple, because when the hard time comes, you're gonna handle it alone. And not only that, it start a pattern where you're starting to, instead of figuring it out together and solving it together, you're starting to get out of the relationship to start solving things, while you could have your partner support still in the relationship. So it set off the wrong tone. The best way to explain this is, I talk about how relationships are a marathon. In a marathon, once you get in a race, you have 22 or 24 miles. I can't remember right now. I'm just trying to get this across. But once you get, I used to be a runner though. But once you get in a race, your focus is either you get to the finish line or you just give up. As a runner, I realized that once you're running and you stop, your legs, it's hard to get back up, it's hard to get going, you mess up your whole flow. It's either you get slower, you don't finish, or usually you don't finish the beer. But a marathon, the best way to handle it is to either to adjust your pace, get water if you need to or whatever, or just end it. Going to get into the finish line is hard to reach when you keep stopping, unless you just start walking, but walking is not stopping. So whenever you say the relationship is not fit for me to, whenever I have an issue, to stay in there, you're saying the relationship itself is a bad environment, but you're also saying to your partner that I do not need your help. I don't think your help would be useful. I'm here to handle things on my own. That is acting as a single person. Now, if you want to act as a couple, this is the perfect opportunity for you to handle things together, to grow, to learn each other. And it's, again, it's a perfect, perfect time for you to persevere through things where that relationship, there's a bond that start building, and again, grow with each other. Because I remember when my wife was going through an issue, and what the first thing I did was, find out how I can support her. But even when I couldn't, and it was something that she needed to handle herself, my focus was more like, you're going to handle this, but I'm here to help you. Now, if she couldn't leave the relationship, she could, but that wouldn't be the best choice, because then it was like, well, you don't trust me enough to help you handle it. Then why you got it? And you got to get out of the relationship. Is the relationship the problem, et cetera, et cetera? There's so much that if she would have gotten out of the relationship, that would come from it. But the main thing that she did not leave the relationship. We figured it out, and we learned exactly how to operate with each other. And now this is a thing in the past. We solved it. We grew closer because there was more, you're here for me through the hard time. If I'm dying, I want my wife to be by my side, not like, okay, I can handle this by myself. There's nothing that is going on with me that I wouldn't want my wife involved, because we're a team. Together, we operate as a team, and that's what matters. So if you want to operate as a team, you can't be going out of the team and doing your superstar stuff on your own. You have to keep working as a team. You know, if you're having mental issue, of course you want your partner to be the one who's by your side helping you, unless obviously you're in a toxic relationship and your partner is the reason you have mental issues. But if you're having, you know, emotional issues, the person you're emotionally involved with is the best person to give you moral support or any type of support you need to get from there. So the one thing you don't want to do is, you know, start getting away from the relationship, start, you know, pushing them away. And a lot of time when people do this, they do not think about the actual partner. They do not think about how it makes their partner feel. Someone had a comment in there and said, you know, whenever I wanted to do, I felt like I was hurting my partner, I wanted to be away from the relationship and so forth. They said their partner said no. And I can understand, as a partner, when you see the person you love suffering, you want to help them, you want to be there. Once they push you away, you feel like you are not needed. You feel like you can't even feel like you're the problem. So you know, a lot of other people said, well, you know, they need to get the junk together. Now, that is exactly what I'm saying. If you're taking a break, you're trying to find clarity about why this relationship isn't working, what you should do. Most likely you're ready to get out of it, and you do not see the freedom you needed from there until you take a break. So, should you have a reason to take a break? There's plenty, but it'll most likely end the relationship or weaken the bond, because walking through hard times together is one of the way partners build bonds, and relationship becomes strong once a weakness or something present themselves. You work at it, you find a way to solve it, not just push it aside. The more you solve, the better you are. So that's my thought on there. So if you guys want to drop a comment, whatever you want to say about it, share it. But I would not recommend it, because I think it will weaken your bond. It would make it harder, because every time you start over, it's hard. And also, not only that, is that you're starting to create a habit where you're not working together as one, but you're saying, look, I need myself separately to just make this happen. No, this is teamwork. But yeah, that's my thought on there.